Tennessee announced its home game designations for the 2025 season. And the first one is the Checker Neyland game at home against none other than the Georgia Bulldogs. So, this may be the earliest in the year that they've ever. Well, no, that's not right because Oklahoma was pretty early when they checkered Neyland in 2015 when Tennessee lost that game. And speaking of losses, Tennessee very up and down in these games. It's a 4-4 overall record at the moment. I think the first ever checker Neyland game was the 10-9 game. Actually, I was there.
The Florida game.
Yeah, that game. You had Oklahoma the following season, or no, it was Georgia, wasn't it? Or was it Oklahoma? I get them mixed up sometimes because I just want to have these marquee home games in my head. They did beat Florida in 2016 in a checker Neyland game, and then the 41-0 game, that was a checker Neyland game, the loss to Georgia. And then they didn't do it when Jeremy Pruitt was around. And then they brought it back for the Ole Miss game, that very eventful Ole Miss game. And then they've done it twice more against Florida. And Checker Neyland is 3-1 against Florida, so maybe that is the charm that Tennessee needs to beat Florida at home at least. And then the other game was that Texas A&M game in 2023, which was a pretty fun game to be at, pretty fun game to cover. Tennessee got the win, but yeah, this is an interesting decision just because I think of all the home games, unless Oklahoma really does something this year, this is probably your most losable one. Not to say the Florida games in the past haven't been losable, but I don't know if they wanted to do it this early or not. You could have saved it for a later game.
Well, I will say Checker Neyland always brings the energy. I think I've been to 2 at this point now, or at least 1. And yeah, there's a lot of energy that comes around to it. So, I mean, I know Tennessee hasn't fared well against Georgia in previous Checker Neyland games, but I'm a little excited for it. I'm excited to see what Tennessee does. I mean, because there's still a lot of questions with Georgia, like if Gunnar Stockton is going to be the guy, or I mean, presumably he's going to be, but like how good he's going to end up being. I mean, it'll be interesting to watch. And then Georgia, like, loses talent every year. Had a dip off the past 2 seasons. So, I mean, who knows how the season goes? Maybe it could end up being a winnable game for Tennessee. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm excited about it because I feel like compared to years past, this is probably, I mean, we're still figuring out the quarterback situation at Tennessee, but I mean, if one guy ends up steps up and plays well, I mean, it could be a competitive game. Who knows?
No, oh, go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, and I was going to say, I mean, it'd just be a nice change of pace to see Tennessee like be competitive against Georgia.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right about the possibility for a more competitive game against Georgia. And really, since Tennessee beat Georgia back in 2015 to end what was like a 3 or 4 year drought, they have not been competitive against Georgia at all at home. You had the 41-0 game, 19. That was a bad one. I was at that game. That was the one where they put up the Brian Maurer and Peyton Manning graphic.
No.
That as if he was going to be the next Peyton Manning, and then it just got sideways after that. I was there at each of the next 2, and then was it 21? Tennessee, because Tennessee loved to start well against Georgia, and it's not just a home thing. They do it on the road too. Like Velus Jones scored a touchdown early in that game, and then it just got sideways. Tennessee lost 41-17. And then, of course, 2023, first play of the game, Jalen Wright, 75-yard house call. Tennessee loses 38-10.
Yeah.
So, but I really do think that Tennessee has a solid shot, just knowing that there is some uncertainty on Georgia's side, and obviously you're not going down there. So I think that gives Tennessee a little bit more of a shot if the quarterback situation is good enough for Tennessee. But, Gunnar Stockton, no pun intended, I've not bought stock in him yet as a quarterback, as an SEC quarterback. So I really do think that you have an opportunity to compete more than you have in the last 10 years with Georgia really at home.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we're still going to figure out what ends up happening when the game comes up. But I mean, Gunnar Stockton, he's a tough quarterback for sure. Like I remember that hit that he took, I think in the SEC championship, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the kid plays with a lot of heart. Just have to see if he can put it all together. But I mean, compared to Stetson Bennett and Carson Beck, I would believe more in Tennessee being able to stop them this year. And they lost Trevor Etienne as well. So, I mean, there's some talented players that are going to be gone from the team, but I don't know. Tennessee, I don't know. We've seen with Carson Beck the past couple of years. I mean, I know he was like hit or miss at times, but I mean, it seemed like he was a Heisman candidate every time he played against Tennessee.
Well,
so
the first time around, he actually did have a really good season in 2023. But this past year, he had like 4 or 5 multi-turnover games, and Tennessee naturally was not one of them.
Yeah,
That's just what happens with some of these quarterbacks when they see the Pantone 151C. They just play out of their minds, seemingly.